Dogs are adorable, but let's be real. They're also a little weird. Ever wonder why your dog licks you like you're a human popsicle? You think it's a kiss of love, right? But what if I told you that's not always the case? And how about those chaotic zoomies? Well, it's not all excitement either. In this video, I'll explain what's actually going on with these behaviors. Now let's start with how your dog howls along with your favorite song. This behavior is actually a response to high-pitched sounds. Much like how wolves howl to communicate, some music, especially wind instruments or singing, triggers this instinct. Your dog might think it's a call from another dog and feel the need to join in. Some dogs also do it because certain sounds excite them or even annoy them. Ever noticed they react more to specific songs? That's because pitch and tone matter more than genre. So, if your dog howls when you sing, take it as either a duet invitation or a request to stop. Another popular dog behavior is licking, and no, it's not always a sign of love. You might think your pup is giving you kisses, but that's not the full story. Researchers from the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna found that dogs also lick to gather information about you. Your skin has sweat, salt, and even scents that tell them how you're feeling. Licking can also be a learned habit if you react positively to it. Some dogs do it to show submission, while others just like the taste of your skin. If your dog licks obsessively, they might even be anxious or trying to get your attention. Then there's this heart-melting behavior. Your dog's being extra gentle with babies. It's not just because they find them adorable. A study from Azabu University in Japan found that when dogs interact with babies, their oxytocin levels rise. This is the same hormone linked to bonding and affection. Your dog might see the baby as part of their pack and feel the need to protect them. Babies also move slowly and smell different, which makes dogs curious but not threatened. Some breeds have stronger nurturing instincts, which is why they're extra gentle. But even playful dogs often adjust their energy around infants. Ever notice how your dog just knows to be careful? That's their natural instinct kicking in. Another behavior that might surprise you is how much your dog sleeps. They aren't just lazy, they're wired that way. Unlike humans, dogs don't get a full 8 hours in one stretch. Instead, they sleep in shorter cycles throughout the day. Most dogs need around 12 to 14 hours of sleep daily, while puppies and older dogs sleep even more. Their sleep is also lighter, which is why they wake up so easily. Since they don't have jobs or bills to pay, their schedule revolves around eating, playing, and napping. If your dog sleeps a lot but is active when awake, that's normal. But if they seem overly tired or sluggish, it might be time for a vet visit. Now let's talk about a behavior that can be really awkward: leg humping. You might assume it's always about dominance or mating instincts. But the truth is, dogs hump for many reasons. It can be a sign of excitement, stress, or even just a way to burn off extra energy. Puppies do it when they play, and some adult dogs keep the habit. Humping can also be a learned behavior if it gets a big reaction from people. If your dog humps constantly, it might be due to anxiety or overstimulation. Redirect their focus with toys or training if it becomes excessive. And remember, it's not always about what you think. It's just another weird dog thing. Another thing you might wonder about is those extra little thumbs on their paws. Dew claws aren't just useless extras. They actually serve a purpose. Some dogs use them for gripping objects, especially when chewing bones or holding toys. Certain breeds, like Great Pyrenees, even use them for stability when running on rough terrain. In working dogs, dew claws help with quick turns and traction. Some dogs have rear dew claws, which are mostly genetic leftovers. While front dew claws are useful, some owners choose to remove them for cosmetic reasons. Unless they cause injury, they're best left alone. Next, let's talk about how dogs love sticking their heads out the car window. Why do they do this? Well, dogs rely heavily on their sense of smell, and the rush of air gives them a sensory overload. The scents flying by tell them all sorts of information about their surroundings. It's like reading a novel in fast forward, except with their nose. The cool breeze also feels good, especially on warm days. But sticking their head out can be dangerous if debris flies into their eyes. If your dog loves it, consider using a dog-safe car harness for safety. Finally, let's talk about those sudden bursts of energy, zoomies. You might think it's just excitement, right? But researchers found that zoomies, or FRAPs, frenetic random activity periods, help dogs release pent-up energy. It's their way of shaking off stress, or even drying themselves after a bath. Zoomies often happen after long periods of rest or boredom. Puppies and younger dogs tend to do it more since they have extra energy to burn. Some breeds are more prone to zoomies than others. If your dog gets them often, make sure they're getting enough exercise. Just step out of the way when they start, because once the zoomies begin, there's no stopping them. Now you know why dogs do all those weird and wonderful things. But did you know they can see and hear things that you can't? That's right. Your dog might be sensing stuff you don't even know exists. So, watch our next video to learn more about 11 strange things dogs can see and hear that you can't. Because if your dog senses something, you might want to know what before it's too late.